early days, when entanglement was first being discussed and philosophized upon, it was thought to be quite a rare kind of concept. A little bit like in the days when DNA was first discovered, 95% of DNA was said to be junk, which of course we know now to be totally untrue. And as the years have gone by and entanglement has been more and more put to the test, they've found that it's not rare at all. It happens not just with certain particular kinds of particles, it happens also with molecules and all sorts of atoms. We're sort of galloping along on an entropic path, following one system of time waves, those that travel from the present into the future. So we're galloping along in one direction while time is actually moving in both. So in getting this balance with the human supersystem in place, you have to address the quotient of its energy. What you don't want is negative overload. So how do you establish this? You'll notice here I've drawn waves. And the waveform is what all energy rests upon. We are, in fact, when we're not in particle format, like real, physically, we are waveforms just like everything else. So we only adopt this particle format at this particular moment in time, the present. Your present reality is when you adopt your particle form. The rest of the time you're a waveform. You're in superposition, which is a state of probability. You may do one thing or you may do another. So there is always this probability quotient in the way in which a macrocosm or a supersystem of human beings behaves. Lifted, it energizes itself into more productivity, more harmony, and more cohesive behavior, because that's ultimately what we all want. We want the best for ourselves. We want the best for each other. Nobody really wants to be destructive or disruptive or negative. But the tendency is to blame another sector or to accuse another party of being responsible for whatever the negativity is that we feel. This again is human nature. It's just the way we work. The question is asked, what is entanglement? Well, essentially it's the property in which two particles become entangled with each other. And they prove this by stimulating one particle, and the other particle, regardless of where it is, it reacts at exactly the same time. So this is how they've established that entanglement is a real thing. They've proved it, basically. What it means to us is that we become entangled with things all the time, or our particles do. And that can mean other people. It could probably mean objects as well, but who knows? We could be entangled with anything in any different kind of way. Nobody's done any research on this aspect yet, so it's a long way to go before the theory is proven. But if entanglement happens in one place, it can happen in another. Obviously, living things are also subject to entanglement. All this is not essentially real. This is our 3D illusion of the way reality is. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important because when we think outside the box a little bit and we start to appreciate the fact that this version of now, this temporary construct that we're living in, is just one of a series of like video clips, essentially, of reality that we live through, then that frees us up to consider what we're going to do with our waveforms, because waves are essentially energy. What matters more than anything is what we do with our energy, how we utilize it, when to change it. So we can't deny that emotion happens and our thoughts and feelings have a great bearing on what we do. But what we can do is to make sure that we appreciate the context of the present being a temporary construct. And it's not only a temporary construct, it's a temporary illusionary construct, because all this solid stuff that we take for granted as being reality isn't really there at all. It's just a manifestation of a waveform. Even this beautiful bird is actually just a manifestation of a waveform. Isn't that amazing? He doesn't know that, and my brain doesn't really know that either. It's just that that's what quantum mechanics tells us is true. So keep watching, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Cheerio. Bye.